Hi guys, this is Danny from Silvermoon. Just wanted to bring you guys a quick guide on ARM's PVE patch 5.0.4. Just going to be covering the basic things you'll need to know to DPS in a raiding environment. We'll be covering the talents first of all. We have 5 tiers of talents to choose from. At present, I'm just going to go with what I've picked. I'm sure everyone's seen the talent tree, so there's no need for me to really cover all of them. I decided to go for Juggernaut purely because the fact I don't really see where we would need to charge twice simultaneously in a raiding environment. So Juggernaut was pretty cool for that. Then I decided to go for Second Wind, purely because the fact it just helps the healers out a bit. The constant regeneration of health when you're below 35% was pretty good. Decided to go for Piercing Cowl. Slowing ads seemed like the ideal choice for me. The next tier, it's continuously changing depending on the fight. If it's more of an AoE fight, I go for Bladestorm. If it's more of a single target, I decide to go for Dragon's Roar for the burst. Huge DPS. And last but not least, for the 85 talent, I go for Safeguard. Probably more of a viable choice than anything else at the moment. So that's the talents. The glyphs, I've gone for a glyph of Unending Rage, which is probably the one most people will go for. Increases your rage by 20. It's pretty nice. Try to be as close as you can to rage cap before you use your Colossus Smash, so you can get a maximize amount of abilities that you can push into that 6 seconds of the Colossus Smash on the target. I use Glyph of Death from Above, reduces the cooldown of Heroic Leap by 15 seconds and increases its damage by 100%. As Heroic Leap is off the global cooldown, it's a nice ability to have for maneuverability and for the increased damage. And last but not least, I usually change between these glyphs at times. At the moment I've got Glyph of Recklessness, decreases the critical chance of Recklessness by 20%, but increases its duration by 50%, which kind of probably balances out with the damage, but with some lucky procs you'll probably do more damage with the 50% increased time. You can also go for Glyph of Overpower. Cleave hits increase the damage of your next overpower by 20%. So to get some increased overpower damage, you can go for Glyph of Cleave. Use that in AoE fights and then increase the damage of your overpower. You can also go for Glyph of Colossus Smash to apply the Sunder Armor effect if no one in your raid can provide that buff. And the other minor glyphs are just cosmetic things, so which they're not really necessary to go through. Next, the stat priority as a warrior or any, and it's you cap your expertise, you cap your hit. Once you've capped the two, then as always crit is your priority, where you can reforge out of mastery to reforge into crit. You can do that. Where you can't reforge into crit and you can reforge into mastery, then you should do that. Mastery now grants a 40% chance for your melee attacks to instantly trigger an additional melee attack for 55% normal damage. which is not bad. Now we'll cover a bit of the rotation. The rotation has changed since the new patch. There's no more need to stance change. We have a 3-second cooldown on stances now, so that doesn't make it viable anymore. We have battle stance now, which generates high rage from normal melee attacks. So if we just auto attack the dummy, and we'll see what kind of rage we generate. So as you can see, we're generating 10% rage every time we melee swing a target. So depending on the fight, where a lot of the times we'll probably be in battle stance where we're not taking a ton of damage, so we generate rage from our melee swings. With berserker stance, you generate some rage from normal melee attacks and some rage from damage taken. So fights where we have quite a bit of damage output on us, it would be a decent option to go berserker stance. Let's see what kind of rage we generate with our melee hits. So it was 6%, and another 6%, and 6% again. So it's between 5 to 6%. So it's about 4% less rage regeneration being in berserker stance. So we've kind of figured that battle stance is the main stance that we really want to be in. Next, we have a few abilities which have changed. First of all, Deadly Calm. You enter a battle trance, reducing the cost of your next 3 heroic strikes or cleave attacks by 10 rage. So what does that mean? And that means we try to line up our Deadly Calm, ideally with a Colossal Smash and high rage. So because heroic strike is off our global cooldown, we can spam 3 heroic strikes, ideally between our Colossal Smash debuff and our rotation. And obviously if it's AoE damage, we can swap the heroic strike with cleave. Die by the sword now, it's down to 2 minute cooldown, and it increases your parry chance by 100%, reduces damage taken by 20% for 8 seconds. So it's a self-explanatory ability. We use it where we feel healers will struggle, or somewhere where we will take excessive amount of damage. We also have Safeguard. It's kind of the same thing as Intervene. Run at high speed towards a party or raid member, removing all moving impairing effects upon you, intercepting the next melee or ranged attack made against them, and reducing the damage taken by 20% for 6 seconds. Slam is now an instant cast, and it is one of our hardest hitting abilities. And it's one of the abilities which actually does cost rage. Mortal Strike now is on a 6 second cooldown, and it actually generates rage, generates 10 rage. So it's still our priority, which if it crits, it procs in rage, which increases our physical damage done on targets. Same with Colossal Smash. It deals 175% weapon damage plus 438, so the damaging is increased on Colossal Smash. Again, it costs no rage, but if it crits, it enrages us. And Overpower, again, costs no rage, but it does a significant amount of damage. So our main rage dumping abilities is Slam as a priority, and we have Heroic Strike. Now, something which has changed in our talent tree is the way Taste for Blood works. Taste for Blood now is your Mortal Strike also enables the use of Overpower, so every time we Mortal Strike, our Overpower ability becomes active. In addition, Overpower hits have a 30% chance to enable the use of an additional Overpower and increases the damage of your next Heroic Strike or Cleave within 15 seconds by 100%. This effect stacks up to 5 times. So basically, it's an RNG proc. We have Mortal Strike, and straight after we'll get an Overpowered proc. Now, if we're lucky, we can get another Overpowered proc. So we use that, and we get stacks of Taste for Blood. That window of Taste for Blood is up for 15 seconds. So ideally, if we have 2 or 3 stacks, we want to try to time it within a Colossal Smash debuff. So for argument's sake, we have 3 stacks of Taste for Blood, and the duration is about to run out, and we can time it with our Colossal Smash, then use this 3 stacks on a Colossal Smash and use Heroic Strike, which will increase its damage by 300%. If we can't do it within a Colossal Smash debuff, then don't be scared still to use it before it drops off, otherwise it's a DPS loss. At times we can stack it up to 5 times, which does huge crits, and it's a significant DPS increase, so it's good to have some form of add-on to be tracking your Taste for Blood proc. Now, just a quick overview of the rotation. As always,